Today is something different. We shall start standing up. I promise you we'll get plenty of breathing and stretching and sitting at the end, but I'm going to start us standing up. I sometimes like to do a little bit of kind of mindfulness while we're standing. So you can stand wherever. If you want to begin at the top of your mat, that's where we'll start the practice. I'm just going to face you. So with your feet either hips distance apart or more narrow. So you're more stable with your feet here. Classic yoga has your toe pads together, but you're just marginally less stable, so I like them here. But this is not hips distance. Your hips are not as wide as you think they are. So right under your hips. If you want, you can turn those palms out, but if that's uncomfortable and feels like too much work, just let your arms hang. And if you want, even while we're standing here, you can just go ahead and close your eyes, because it allows you to bring that focus internally. So take a moment here, notice yourself rooted in the floor. Imagine actual roots growing out from your feet and grounding you to the earth. In essence, we have that in the form of gravity. Keeps us on the earth. Notice where your feet are making contact with the mat. See if you can have your weight even over the front corners, which is right behind your big toe, right behind your little toe, and the back corners at either side of your heel. So you're not more on one than the other, you're nicely even. And see if you can lift the arches up without curling your toes. Don't crunch up your feet to lift your arches. Soft knees, little bit of contraction in the quadriceps, in the gluteals, just enough to support you. In the abdomen, hips in neutral, so notice if your pelvis is tilting downwards or tilting forward. Imagine zipping in your ribs, so you're not puffing your chest out, you're just standing in neutral. Shoulders are rolling down and back, shoulder blades in your back pockets. Bringing that chin slightly towards your chest so you're not sticking it out, parallel to the floor. And now just to make sure you're not holding tension here, take a deep inhale and open your mouth and let it go. Relaxing into the standing pose. Take a moment to scan over your body as you begin to focus on the breath, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Perhaps practicing your Ujjayi breath, so you inhale through the nose. And then as you exhale, the breath passes over the back of your throat. There's a little bit of a sound that is made. It's almost like if you put a shell to your ear, that sound that you hear as you exhale. It's a classic breath in Ashtanga. It works very well in Vinyasa when doing sun salutations if you choose to use it. And if you'd like, setting an intention for your practice tonight. Notice if you're breathing fully and deeply. Notice if you feel your ribs and even your abdomen expand. Trying to take full deep breaths here. It's going to charge you up, deliver oxygen to your cells and to your muscles, and give you energy for your practice. Throughout the practice, reminding yourself of this breath as we flow through these sun salutations. To begin, I will always cue the breath, but it isn't that you need to move at the same time as me. I just want you to breathe with the movement. So if you're going faster or slower, that's fine. Take a deep inhale, extending your arms up overhead. Pull the shoulders down into their pockets again. If you want, you can open your eyes at any point here. Grow nice and tall, and then hinge over to the side. Taking a deep breath here, expanding the ribs. Next time you inhale, come up to center. As you exhale, hinging to the other side. Next time you inhale, come up through center, bring the hands down behind your back, clasping them together, pulling them back, opening your chest towards the sky. and releasing back to center. All right, so if you're not there already, come to the top of your mat. So as I was saying to you all before we started, we're going to do sun salutations today. So we've done this before. I like to take sun salutations and kind of add little bits and bobs as we go. So if you're moving faster than me, just don't get too far ahead because we might end up doing something that you're not expecting. So classic sun salutations, but with some extra movement to increase tone, increase flexibility, etc. Inhale and exhale, hands to heart center. Find that focal point in front of you. Always remembering to bring your gaze back to there. It should be right even with your eyes. Connecting with that breath. Merging your breath to your body, to your mind. And then the next time you inhale, extending those arms upwards, slight back bend if you'd like. As you exhale, hinge forward all the way down, Uttanasana. As you inhale, flat back, halfway lift. As you exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, right foot steps back, holding runner's lunge, knee over ankle. And to work that hamstring, we're just going to drop the back knee to the mat and press back up. Down and press. And 3 and 2. Last one, stretch in that runner's lunge. Pushing that right heel away. And then step the left foot back, coming to plank. As always, you can drop down to knees to modify your plank because we'll do a fair number of these today. Lowering all the way down to the mat, chest, chin, and then hips into the mat. Release the feet, press into the hands, and press up to baby cobra and hold it. Contracting the glutes, elbows squeezing by the ribs, shoulders pulling down and back, holding for a couple of breaths. And then pressing up and back, curling your toes under as you press back into puppy's pose, just for a breath. And then pressing up to your downward facing dog. Jogging through, bending one knee, bending the other knee. Pressing both heels into the mat, press palms into the mat, roll the shoulders away from the ears to protect those shoulder joints. Extend the right leg up, and we're going to do a few swings here. So without kicking too viciously, lower the leg back down and lift the leg back up. So there's a little bit of momentum, but it's not too strenuous to kick. I don't want you to hurt anything here. If you kick too hard, you could pull something. We don't want that. One more up and hold up. And now y'all know my favorite move. We're going to hinge forward, knee to chest. We're going to do that 5 times. Exhale to hinge forward. Inhale to kick up. Exhale forward and up. And 3. And 2. Last one, kick up, hinge forward. I really should have said last one. One more hinge forward, and we're going to do our dips down. So the knee lowers towards the mat and then presses up like you're trying to get away from a flame. Dipping down and up. It's working our core as well as our shoulders. 3 and 2. Last one, kick up because it's too hard to get in your lunge from there. And then swing the right foot forward, plant it down, low lunge on this side. And then dropping the back knee to the mat. And extend the hamstring. And release down. And extend. And 3. And 2. Last one, holding the runner's lunge for a moment, pushing the left heel away. Remembering the breath, never holding it. And then step the left foot forward, forward fold. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And release, and then inhale all the way up. We're going to exhale right onto the other side, releasing down. Inhale, flat back lift. Exhale, release. This time, stepping the left foot back, runner's lunge, and we're going to twist. So keeping the left hand in the mat, turn up towards the ceiling, extend the right arm, and big arm circles with that arm. 3. I see at least a couple more people have joined, so hi, I can't see who. Place your hand down. And then step that right foot back, coming to your plank, holding plank. So notice when you're in plank, if I don't pay any attention, my elbows will definitely lock and my elbows rotate forward. They look kind of unnatural. So if your elbows do that, think about turning the inside parts of the elbows towards one another and trying to not lock out your elbows. Dropping to knees if you wish, and then lowering all the way down, chest, chin, and hips. Lift your hands off the mat. We're just going to work that low back a bit. So inhale to lift up without pressing into your hands. Exhale to release. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, release. And 3. And 2. Last one, lift up and then press into your hands and press up higher as much as you want to into Cobra. Yours might not be as high as mine. We don't want elbows out or shoulders up, so keep the elbows down and back. Contract the glutes. Next time you exhale, sit back, again tucking the toes so you're sitting in puppy pose. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale, press up, downward facing dog. Pressing both heels into the mat. Kicking up with the left leg this time, so lift the left leg up and lower. Exhale to lift and lower. For 3 and 2. Last one, hinging forward. We really will just do 5 on the side. Hinge forward and kick back up. And 4. Inhale. 3. Inhale. 2. Last one, come out and hold it. Dip down, press up. Dip down, press up. For 3. For 2. Last one, kick up, and then swing that left leg forward, planting it down, runner's lunge on this side. Planting the right hand, twisting to the left, extend the left arm. 5 big arm circles with the left arm. Inhaling and exhaling. For 3 and 2. Last one, plant the hand, step the right foot forward, forward fold. Flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, extending all the way up, and exhale, hands to heart center. Round 1, moving on to round 2. Inhale up, exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, flat back lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, right foot steps back, dropping the knee down to the mat, hands behind the left knee, and hinge forward, and then just press a little bit back. So hinge forward and up. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Last one, holding that lunge forward. Just gentle pressure here on the right behind the knee, not putting the hand on the knee. See if you can stay lifted and tall through here. And then bring the hands to the floor, hinge back into that splits, half splits, and hinge back forward. For 4 and 3, 2. Last one, hold it for a moment, flexing the foot to get a deeper stretch. You can be up much higher, you can be up here if that's more appropriate. And then hinge back, curl the right toes under, lift up, press back to a lunge. Again, you can drop to knees to modify. We're going to come to a right hand side plank. So right hand comes to the middle of the mat, pivoting over to the right leg. Extend the left arm, and we're going to twist for 5 and up. Exhale, 4. You can drop the right knee if you're not stable on your foot here. For 2. The last one. Back up, pivoting right to the left side. I almost fell all the way over. Left hand in the middle of the mat. Right arm comes up. Inhale, exhale to twist, and up. For 4. Inhale, exhale, 3. It's not a big, huge twist. It's mostly just the arm. Working the core here. And come back to your plank. So again, option to drop to knees. This time I'm going to give the option to chaturanga and come up to your up dog, or you can come all the way down and come into your cobra again. Your option depending on your ability. So lowering down, coming to cobra or up dog, and then straight back to down dog. Extending the right leg up, bending the right knee, dropping the right foot towards the opposite side. So you're stacking right hip on left. And then extend the right leg, I'm kicking my wall, and bend it back in. Extend and in. You'll see I have changed location in my apartment again. I'm trying to find the perfect studio space, but I'm literally using the entire width of the room. There's no place for me to go or the camera. Extend back to center. All right, this time we're gonna go across the body for our hinges forward. So bring the right knee in, come across to the left side, and kick up. Exhale for 4, and up, and 3, and 2. Coming forward and holding it, zipper down to the wrist, up to the elbow, down to the wrist, up to the elbow. This is another one you could always drop the knee if you need to. 2, and 1, kick up, and then swing that right foot forward, plant it down. You never need my permission to modify. Obviously you're at home, hand behind the front knee, so hopefully you do, but even if we're in person, please, please, please modify as you need. And lift up, and hinge forward. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and exhale. 2 more. Last one. Holding here for a moment, shoulders down and back, driving forward, opening that left hip flexor. Hands to the mat. I love these dynamic breath with movement. They're great for flexibility. Hinge back into your splits, half splits, and forward. Hinge back and forward. And 3. And 2. Last one, holding it. So the dynamic stretching and the static stretching, both the combination, excellent for building flexibility. And of course, in some cases, we're building strength. And hinge forward, plant the hands, step the left foot all the way forward. Forward fold, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, extending all the way up. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, flat back lift. Exhale, Uttanasana. So we're stepping the left foot back this time, dropping that back knee down, rising up, arms overhead, pulling the shoulders down and back as we're hinging forward, opening up the chest here. And then we're going to cactus the arms down as we pull down, extend up for 4, and 3, and 2. Last one, squeeze the shoulder blades together, really open up the chest, open up the shoulders, tilt the gaze up. Feel the stretching and opening the front of your body. And then hands to the mat, hinge back into that splits, half splits, and then point the toe towards the mat, extend it up. Press the foot down and extend. 3 more. 2 more. Last one, hold whichever position you prefer, foot on the mat or foot flexed. And then hinge forward, plant the hands coming to your plank. We're going to come to side plank again. Let's go left side first. Left hand to the mat, pivoting over. So again, option to drop this knee, option to stack the feet, option to come down onto your elbow here, or your forearm I should say. This time reach the arm overhead, and we're going to bring knee to elbow for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, pivoting around, putting the right hand in the middle of the mat, coming over to your opposite side plank, extend that left arm, knee to elbow for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, pivoting back around, plank, option to drop to knees, lowering down either all the way to the mat or chaturanga, coming up to your cobra or your up dog. Inhale, chest opens. Curl the toes under, pressing back, downward facing dog. Press into the palms, press into the heels. Extend the left leg up, bend the knee, drop it to the opposite side, stacking left hip on right. Extend the left leg and bend it in. And 4, and 3, 2. The last one, back to center, across the body to the right elbow. And kick back up. Exhale. Inhale. For 3. And 2. Last one, hold here, zipper down to the wrist and up. To the wrist and up. For 3. And 2. Last one, kick up, swing the left leg forward, plant it down, crescent lunge, releasing that back knee onto the mat, pressing forward, extending the arms up, opening the shoulders, pulling them down and back. And then pulling the lap bar down, the invisible lap bar. And 4, squeeze the shoulder blades. 3, 2, last one, hold, pulling the shoulders back, opening the throat towards the ceiling, hinging forward, opening the hip, the whole front of the body is opening up, taking some nice deep breaths. And the next time you exhale, hands find the mat as you hinge into the half splits, foot flexes, and then presses to the mat. Flex the foot and press. Inhale, exhale. And then find whichever position you prefer and hold it for a moment. Taking a couple of full and complete breaths. And then hinging forward, planting that foot, stepping the right foot forward, forward fold, flat back lift, releasing down. Inhale, extending all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, chair, and doing my other favorite move that you all know so well. As I told you, I stole it from another teacher who I just really liked. I liked this move. So we're going to come into Utkatasana. So we're pushing the hips back, bending the knees, extending those arms, pulling the belly button in, long flat back. We just don't want to be sticking our butt out, arching this back. You want to really be using your core to support. Really find this position because we're going to be bending in and out of it, and I want you to always make sure you're coming here, knees over ankles, gaze forward. We're going to inhale, and as we exhale, option to exhale in a through your mouth rather than your nose. We come to standing, fists come to the side. Inhale, exhale to stand, really squeezing the glutes. Inhale, chair, exhale. 3, 2, last one, holding chair, option to come up on the balls of your feet. Balancing here. Lower the heels, forward fold. Inhale, flat back lift, exhale, release. For these next 2 rounds, option to jump back or step right foot followed by left, your option. So we're going to jump back to plank, holding plank this time. Breathing in, breathing out. If it's helpful, you can utilize the Pilates breath, exhaling through your lips to really help contract your abs and support you here. Otherwise, just keep on with the normal yoga breath as long as you're breathing. I'm going to hold this for 10 more seconds, for 30 seconds all together. And then the next time you exhale, lowering down all the way to the mat or chaturanga. Inhale up to cobra or up dog. Exhale, pressing back to your down dog. Extend that right leg up, bending the right knee, opening the hip again. Option to stay here or flip the dog, coming down onto the mat. Left leg goes straight, right leg is bent, hips press up, arms reach over, or arm. Obviously your left arm is still on the mat, we are not magic. And then we're going to dip down and press up. 4, 3, 2, last one, press up and hold, stretch through that whole body, and then flip yourself back over. Right knee coming to right elbow, hinging forward, exhale, inhale up for 4, and kick. Exhale, extend, and 2. Last one, dipping down to the wrist, and back up, and dip, and up for 3, and 2. Last one, lift up and hold it. And then swing that right foot, plant down, come to a high lunge. Hands at heart center, driving back through that heel, knee over ankle. Good. Extend the arms up, and as you stand, we're just going to press the arms down. Not as we stand, as we dip, the opposite. We're going to bend that back knee down towards the mat and come back up. Notice the front knee isn't doing a whole lot, right? We're focusing on the back knee. All right, so dropping down and back up. And dip for 4, and 3, and 2. Last one, coming back up, just holding that lunge. Hinging forward into power lunge, arms extend back behind you. Long flat back like you're about to take off into flight. And then just press those arms up towards the ceiling. Pressing up, up, up. Little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to launch into warrior 3. So standing on this front foot, lifting up, arms can stay by the side. And then when you're ready, see if you can move those arms to the front, extending out in front of you, pushing the left heel away, and we're going to crunch in, pulling knee in and elbows in, and extend. For 4, exhale, inhale, extend. 3, and 2. Last one, extend, hold it. And then place that foot down, come all the way up, stand tall, and sink down into your chair. Round 2. Inhale, exhale to stand. Inhale, exhale. 3, 2, last one. Come down and hold. Option to come up on the balls of our toes, or feet rather. And release the heels, forward fold. Inhale, flat back lift. Exhale, release. Option to step back with the left foot or hop back with 2 feet. Coming to plank. And we're going to hold plank. Hope everyone's doing well. Nearly done with our warm-up. Keep breathing. Option always to drop to knees if your hips are sinking. Better to do this from knees. I lost track. I don't know if we have 5 more seconds or 15. So we're going to go with 15. 10 more seconds. 5. Next time you exhale, all the way down or chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Pressing back to your down dog. Taking a breath. Extend the left leg up. Bend the left knee, opening that hip up. Left hip on right. Option to stay here or release down to the floor. And wild thing, right leg extends, left arm lifts up. And drop down and press up. 4, 3, 2, last one, push up, flip back over, left leg lifts to the left elbow, hinging forward and extend, hinge forward and extend, left knee, left elbow for 3, exhale 2, last one, zipping down to the wrist and up, zip down and up for 3 and 2, last one, kick up, swing that leg forward, plant it down, rising up into your lunge. Pressing back through that back heel. Good. Bend the knee, lowering down to the mat, and extend up for 4 and 3 and 2. Last one, hold it. Push back through the heel, hinge forward, long spine, arms come behind you, turn your palms in towards one another and squeeze them in. Like you're trying to clap your hands, they probably don't reach. Maybe they do. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Launching up onto that left foot, extending the right leg. Extend those right arms and right arms. How about both of your arms in front? Inhale, exhale, crunch in, bend the knee, bend the elbows, and extend. 4, kick out. 3, 2, last one, extend and hold that warrior 3. And then place that foot down, extend all the way up, forward fold. Bend the knees, drop the hips, roll yourself up, 1 vertebra at a time. Extend the arms up as you inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, release forward. Bend the knees for a moment here. Release the spine, let the head go. And then we're going to come up into chair with hands at heart center. So Utkatasana, sitting nice and low. Really push those hips back, knees as much over ankles as you can. Mirrors really help here. Sometimes we don't realize. But I don't want you feeling pressure in your knees. You should be building strength in your quads and your glutes. So we're going to come to a twist, which I see done without much, I won't say wrong, but without much benefit a lot. Bring your feet pretty close together. If they're not touching, they're almost touching. Sorry, hands should be at heart center. And we're going to twist. So you want to sink as low as you possibly can. Twist to either side. I'm going to bring right elbow to the left thigh. Now, if you're here and you feel like you can sink lower into it and then that elbow slides down, then you can go ahead and do that. Keep the hands at heart center. Notice if your knees have shifted. Very often, the right knee in this position would go forward. See if you can keep it square with the left, which keeps your hips square. Taking a couple of breaths. And then come back to center. Sit up tall. So you're sitting, but your chest is lifted. And we're going to come to the other side. Left elbow to that right thigh. You can stay right here. Or if you can bend the knees and sink lower, that's when you twist. It's not about bending over. It's about sitting low. Again, hands have a tendency to want to migrate way up here. See if you can keep them at the heart. Notice if your left knee is shifted forward. See if you can invite it back. Taking a couple of breaths. And then release down, forward fold. Inhale, flat back lift. Exhale, release, hands to the mat, jump back to plank, or you can step either foot followed by the other to your plank. Drop down to knees, release your feet, and sit back and breathe in child's pose. Taking a couple of breaths here. Good, let's rise back up to our downward facing dog again. Palm heels into the mat. Just thinking of being a student sometimes in people's classes and you're like, feel like you did all that hard work and then you take that nice break and then the last thing you want to hear is, and now down dog. Now I'm that teacher, sorry. Separate your feet, mats distance apart. If down dog isn't appropriate, always feel free to come to all fours or stay in child's pose. We're going to do down dog twist. So reaching the left hand across, it's going to grab the right calf or ankle or just the floor. Try not to grab your knee. Get the hand below that. And then you're turning and looking past that right armpit. And taking a breath or two. Good, replacing that hand, twisting to the other side, right hand reaching to the left calf or ankle. Taking a couple of breaths. And coming back. Turn your heels inwards so you're like in a duck position. Walk your hands back towards your feet and then bend down into your deep yogi squat. So you can always stick a block under you. Notice that my spine is nice and tall. I'm not falling over here. If I'm falling over, that's when I'm going to put a block under me. I was trying to fake the block. And it would look something like this. My heels are lifted right now. For some of you, your heels might be lifted. That's not, you want to try to get them to the mat. I was trying to balance on my toes. But if they're not, it's fine. Don't worry about it. What's most important here is that you're pressing to open up the inner thighs, open up the hips, and that you're still sitting tall so that you can breathe. And you're taking a couple of breaths. So option tonight to come into crow bakasana, or you can work on crane, and I will attempt to show you crane and then jumping back into plank, which means I need to walk a little bit forward on the mat. So if you're just working on crow, hands come down in front of you, and we tilt up. And then you just can start to practice starting to put the weight on your wrists. Maybe you come up onto tippy toes. So your shins are somewhere on your tricep. You've got to find what kind of is going to work for you for your balance. Be careful with your wrists. Don't put too much weight. You could lift one foot and come back down. You can lift the other foot and come back down. If you're feeling up to it, you can lift both feet off the mat, trying to bring the toes together. So crow is there with elbows really bent. Crane, I don't quite get because it's pre-handstand, and y'all know I can't do a handstand. But knees are coming much higher up, closer to the armpits, because the idea is that the legs here the arms here are more straight. So if you want to work on that, you can. And if you want to work on jumping back, oh, I apparently can't tonight. Some days I can, some days I can't. Oh, that wasn't pretty, but you know, you get the idea. So your option, you can be hanging out in your squat, you can be practicing your Bakasana, you can be practicing your crow, crane, hopping back. Do a few of whatever feels good. And when you've had enough, go ahead and find yourself in child's pose with your toes together and your knees apart. I give you another 30 seconds or so to do what you want to do. Working your way to child's pose whenever you're ready. Good. All right, and then we'll go right on to our second challenge pose of the night. We can do headstand today. So if you need a wall, find yourself by a wall. If you know you don't want to do headstand at all, maybe you can work on shoulder stand or just do legs up the wall if you would prefer a more gentle inversion. So you can work on a couple of things here. Very similar to your crow, you can work in a tripod position with the crown of your head on the mat, coming to your low tripod with your shins balancing on your triceps. This is an excellent low option for those of you trying to gain your balance, to learn it, afraid to go up high, don't have a wall nearby. You can work there. I like on my forearms for my full Shirshasana. I feel more stable. The hands interlace, fingers interlace, cup the back of the head. Again, make sure you're on the crown of your head, not forward on your forehead or too far back, really on the crown of your head. And then remember, we go up in parts. There's no kicking up in my headstands. So you walk up to tippy toes, and then see if you can lift those tippy toes off the mat. Maybe you just come to a little teeny ball and you hang out there. Maybe you lift those knees up and try to get them over your hips. Maybe you extend the legs all the way up to Shirshasana. And of course, once you're there, if you want, you can open the legs. You could work to come down to a pike. And we'll see if my body will let me demonstrate this tonight. You lower the legs down, trying to bring them parallel to the floor. You have to shift the hips to counterbalance. I don't know if I'm parallel or not, really hard to tell. And then you see if you can lift back up. If you're in tripod, you want to come all the way up. If you're against the wall, you do you for 30 more seconds, and when you're done doing what you want to do, come to your child's pose. If you decide to do shoulder stand, you may want to counter pose with fish. But since I'm assuming most of you either did headstand or up against the wall headstand, you can just come to child's pose. All right, And bring yourself up. Is everyone hot and sweaty? I know I am. Okay, scooting forward. Holding on to the backs of your thighs. Lower yourself all the way down. Plant your feet on the floor. Plant your palms on the floor. Inhale, lift the hips up. Coming to shoulder bridge. Squeeze the glutes. Knees parallel. Really push those hips high. If you want, bringing the hands under the body, clasping the hands together. See if you can push the shoulders up a little bit more. Inhaling and exhaling. And lowering that all the way back down. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. Rock yourself up. So we're going to come to my Pilates teaser series. So with this is training you. Now apparently over here I scoot backwards. I just keep inching closer to the wall. This is training you to do teaser or full boat. So I'm going to take it in stages. So you can come to whichever point it's too much for you and then just repeat that stage. All right? So your most modified version, hands come to the backs of the thighs, we hinge back, chest is lifted, belly in, spine long. If nothing else, you're just hanging out here and you're holding your abs. Second option is to bring the arms out instead in front of you. That is obviously going to be harder. All right, so the teaser, we pull the belly button in, we round down, we just touch shoulder blades, and we come back up to here. We don't come all the way up. We come to this position, all right? So plant those feet, find that focal point in front of you, pull the belly button in, roll down, tap shoulders, exhale to roll back up, and tease. Again, inhale, exhale, pull the belly button in, inhale, exhale to roll up. All right, if that was hard, do that again. If you'd like another challenge, extend the right leg. Inhale, exhale, roll down. Inhale, exhale, roll up to tease. If you did the right leg, I highly advise you do the left leg. Inhale, exhale, roll down. Inhale, exhale, roll up to tease. Place that foot down. You can do either of those options again. If you'd like something more challenging, bring the legs to tabletop. Shins parallel to the floor. Notice my upper body hasn't moved. Inhale, exhale, legs stay stable. Inhale, exhale to balance. Second time. And up. Final option, teaser one, extend those legs, chest is still in the same place. Your options, do any of those again or join me here. Inhale, exhale to tease. And two, and up. Wherever you are, it could be here, feet on the floor, legs in tabletop, or legs extended. Bring those arms up overhead and back down. Lift up and down. 3, 2, last one, and place the feet down, pull yourself all the way up, and give yourself a hug, and take a breath. Good. Sit back up tall, hands at heart center, hinge back, just where we just were. We're going to twist. Inhale, exhale to twist. Inhale to center, exhale to twist. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And 3, and 2. Last one, and back to center. Lift up. Okay, final hard posture of the night. We're going to do tabletop. We're going to do twice. We're going to do tabletop and then option to do reverse plank. And then I'll give you options within the reverse plank. Okay, so fingertips are pointing towards the heels in tabletop. Knees are bent. If you want to do reverse plank twice, you can. And we're pressing up to tabletop. So, a couple of things. Feet parallel, knees parallel. Don't let them flail open. Get those hips up. I see this. This is a lazy table. This table is not supporting your dinner. Everything's going to fall off. Push the hips up. Pull the belly button in. And then can you pull the shoulders back? This is very much a chest and shoulder opening posture. I prefer chin to chest. So you're lifting your head a little bit and you're looking down. If you want, you can drop it back. That does not work for my neck. I need to keep it supported. I really don't like anything where your head is hanging. I don't think that's happy on your neck. But I see people do that. That feels good. I'm not going to tell you not to. And lower that down. Okay, if you were struggling, if your hips were dropping, do that again. Otherwise, full option, legs extend, and we press up to our reverse plank. So same option, push the hips up, squeeze the glutes, see if the toes can find the mat, pull the shoulders down and back, look down your belly, and then if you want, you can lift a leg and lower back down. See if you can keep your hips from dropping. It's very common for the butt to come down to the mat here. Try not to do that. And lower, lift, and lower. Last time, both sides, and lower down. Extend the arms up, interlace the fingers, grow tall. And forward fold, Paschimottanasana, releasing the head. Take some nice deep breaths. If you want, grabbing hold of ankles or big toes. See if you can pull yourself deeply. You should be pretty warm. Your muscles should be pretty warm, so you can stretch a bit more here. And bringing yourself up. I'm just going to turn towards you. You can stay where you are just to open the legs wide. Toes towards the ceiling, knees towards the ceiling, still sitting tall. We're going to hinge from the hips. Forward folding here. Have you forgotten your breath? Long, deep breaths. See if you can release into this. Each exhale, letting you release a little further down. Notice what your toes are doing and your kneecaps are doing. Are they rotating in or rotating out? Can you keep them pointing towards the ceiling? Can you release a little bit more? And bringing yourself up. Bring the soles of your feet together. From Uttanasana Konasana to Baddha Konasana. Round angle, sitting up tall. I like to use those arms to press open my hips. Nice long breaths. As we slow down the movement, if your breath has quickened, see if you can slow it down. Slow that heart rate down as we move closer to our relaxation. I'm going to give you a full 10 minutes at the end since we didn't have any breath work or meditation really at the beginning. Forward folding from here, letting your head drop down towards your feet. Good. And coming back up. I'm going to twist, so if you want to just cross your legs here, if it's comfortable for you, you can stay right where you were. Inhale up, exhale, twist. I can't twist very well in Baddha Konasana. It doesn't work for me, but some of you might be able to. Making sure that hand is against the thigh, not on the knee, pulling the back shoulder away. So both hands are working to twist the torso. It's not about looking over the shoulder, not about craning the neck. And take some nice, full, deep breaths here, expanding the lungs. Slowly exhaling. And release that back to center. Inhale to grow tall. Exhale to the other side. Long, slow breaths. And back to center. And then just bend the knees, hold on to the backs of your thighs, roll yourself down, draw the right knee into the body, extend the left leg, push it away, roll the right ankle. If you want to move that shin, I mean, you're not moving the shin, you're moving your hip circles, you're holding your shin. If that feels good, skip it if it doesn't. And switching sides, left leg in, push the right heel away. Option to roll the left ankle. Option to roll that hip. And then drawing both knees in, giving yourself a little rock from side to side. Option here, one last pose if you want to do fish. It is a counter pose if any of you did shoulder stand earlier. So hands come under the body, palms on the mat, roll the shoulders down and away. So you can just open up here. I don't know if this actually has a name, I call it baby fish. It's like a minnow. If you want to come to full fish, you're up on those forearms and the head drops back. But just like I was saying in reverse plank, you don't want your head dangling in space. So make sure it's landing on a block or a pillow or the floor, or just lower down to that baby fish position. Take a couple of breaths here. We're really opening the thyroid, open the chest, open the shoulders. A lot of that today. And then releasing that down. And either coming straight to your Savasana, or if you feel like you need a happy baby after that, you can come to happy baby. And then if you're not already there, coming to your Savasana, extending the legs long, just open up a little bit of space there. Palms up, shoulders down, chin towards chest, gently closing your eyes. If you need to, take a deep breath and open your mouth, or through pursed lips, blow it out. That felt good, take it again. Whenever you're ready, just resume normal inhale and exhale. Perhaps making the breaths even, or perhaps making the exhale even longer than the inhale to bring a deeper relaxation. Inhale, drawing peace, relaxation. Exhale, letting go of stress and tension. Begin to allow that breath to deepen, breathing all the way into your abdomen. Imagining you can watch that breath, that oxygen recharging every cell in your body, all the way down your fingers and toes, beginning to reawaken them, rolling your wrists and rolling your ankles, rolling your head from side to side. And then when you're ready, drawing your knees towards your body, rolling onto your left side, extending the left arm to rest your head. Pausing there for a moment, giving thanks to yourself for practicing. And then when you're ready, pressing yourself up to sit. Coming to a nice comfortable seat. Spine tall, eyes closed, arms resting gently in your lap. So today I was thinking about gratitude because it's Thanksgiving in Canada, which is such a lovely holiday, a moment to remind ourselves of all that we have to be grateful for. In the United States, it's a holiday as well, and while it's technically Columbus Day, many people celebrate Native American heritage, which has absolutely nothing to do with Indian yoga, but there are commonalities of that idea of connecting to the earth, connecting to the wider universe, connecting to something larger than ourselves, and connecting to humanity. So in honor of the first peoples of the Americas, in honor of Canadians celebrating Thanksgiving, I just would like to offer gratitude and thanks to all of you, to everyone, all beings. As a reminder to us to think about the things for which we're grateful for every day. Being grateful creates joy and happiness in your heart. Take one final inhale together, reaching the arms up overhead, pressing the palms together as you exhale, draw your hands towards heart. I'm grateful for all of you sharing your long distance energy with me this evening. Om Shanti Om. I wish you peace. Namaste.